Students are expected to distinguish between discrete and continuous data and determine ways to represent the data using graphs and diagrams. Data is a collection of facts. Data can also be represented as words, numbers, measurements, observation, or even just a description of something. Data can be qualitative or quantitative. When we speak of qualitative data, we speak of descriptions when we describe something. Quantitative data is numerical information. Quantitative can be either continuous or discrete. Discrete data is countable, and it can also be classified into categories. Continuous data is measured continuously over time. Let's talk about various types of graphs. A line plot is a graph that shows frequency, how often something occurs. And this data is usually shown along a number line. It is best to use a line plot when you're comparing fewer than 50 numbers. The line plot consists of a horizontal number line. We normally use X's above this line to indicate how many or how many times an event occurred. Bar graphs represent data that's compared, usually sampling such as surveys or inventories. Bar graphs are a visual display that allows you to make really quick generalizations about data. The parts of a bar graph include the following. It must contain a title. Each axis must be labeled. There must be a scale, and of course, the bars represents the data that's collected. A Venn diagram is made up of two or more overlapping circles. It is often used in mathematics to show relationships between sets. The following is an example of a Venn diagram. The data shows the number of fifth grade students who scored above 50% in math, science, or both. A line graph displays change over time. The following are the parts of a line graph: title, labels, scales, points, and of course, lines. Students must distinguish between discrete and continuous data. Discrete data can only take certain values, like whole numbers. An example would be the number of students in your class. You can't have half of a student. Remember, discrete data is countable, so a bar graph or pictograph would be the best graph to represent this data because they show comparison. This is an example of a bar graph of coin collection. It represents discrete data. It's countable and it's comparable. Continuous data can take any value within a given range. Example would be a person's height or the weight of a dog. This table shows the number of days that the kitten was measured and the mass in grams of each day measured. Remember, continuous data is data that's counted over time, so the line graph would be the best representation of the data. A great strategy to assess your students' understanding would be to give them a scenario. Have students create data that represents both discrete and continuous data. The following websites are great references for teaching discrete and continuous data: Math is Fun, I Coach Math, and IXL. In watching today's podcast, I hope that you would be able to take away a strategy or two to help your students gain a better understanding of discrete and continuous data.